Hello. Can you hear me? Let's see here. Hello. Can you hear me okay? Hey, Bill. Hello, hello. Good. Just got on the train. Just got on the train. You're taking me on a train ride today, Carol? I love it. Thank you. Good morning, Lee. Catherine, hello. Yeah, I got a new microphone. I'm glad that the time thing didn't screw anybody up. I forgot when I was saying the time in the videos of what I thought it might be on your time. I don't know if it is 3:00 your time, but we changed our clocks back a couple weeks ago, and I think you guys have a clock changing, but it's next Sunday, from what I'm understanding. So cool. So very good. 2 p.m. Okay, that's what I was kind of figuring, and it'll be back to 8. So that's 7 hours difference now, and it'll be back to 8, right, next Sunday. Well, good morning, Malcolm, for sure. Elsie, thank you. Go back next week. Yes. But so I'm glad to have all of you here. Thank you so much for coming. I enjoy our monthly check-in. I love, as I mentioned, I love watching or reading everybody's comments, and especially when you guys talk to each other. It's wonderful. I got a new microphone. That's why I was wondering if the mic was working. I don't know if the new mic is even better than the old mic that I have, but it's off to the side to where I don't need to have it sitting right in front of me. I kept hitting it, and I have a tendency to put my hands down on the desk, and it would just make this noise all the time. So hopefully this mic, which is kind of suspended a little bit, takes away from that noise. So yeah, so it goes back to 8 hours next Sunday. Are you in favor of, we call it daylight savings? I don't know what your official term would be, but I think I would rather keep it at this and not change the clocks at all. But Arizona doesn't do it, which is weird. So I guess it's up to the states here if you want to do the changing of the clock. Spring forward, fall back. Exactly. Plans for today. Yeah, we're having the family over for dinner tonight. So I get to see my mother, sister, both sisters are going to be coming by for dinner tonight. So that's cool. But with dinner tonight, having dinner, it means I got to clean the house. So I'll be doing that. I'll be watching sports on TV while I clean up the living room and the bathroom. I have my own spaces that I'm in charge of: kitchen, living room, and the bathroom, which leaves my wife to just cook. So that's her job is cooking. So I think it's a fair trade because I'm a terrible cook. Otherwise, we'd all be having grilled cheeses tonight. If the roles were reversed, the house would probably be in a better shape, but the dinner would not be as good. For sure. So those are my plans. And a nap. I hope I get a nap in for sure. Yeah, holdover from the war. Yeah. And that, at the time, I absolutely. But I like it now because it allows more daylight after work, more daylight after school, kids' sports. A lot of places don't have lights, so you're pressed for time when it comes to darkness. So it certainly works better for that. But that's why I say, as is right now, just keep it. But let's see here. Bill, you spent a lot of time with family, or you're asking me if I have? Matthew, thank you for coming. Good afternoon. It's cold in Birmingham. It's starting to heat up here. It's starting to warm up. Elsie, I see what you're saying. And that's something I don't have to deal with, as it does get darker earlier when you change the clock, right? But otherwise, really, in our case here in Southern California, we don't have the long days or the short days, when it comes to daylight and darkness in that regards. John, thank you for coming. Good afternoon. Sean, thank you. I love it. It's like seeing family again. Speaking of hanging out with family, I have all of you. I love it. So, okay, Billy, you've been around family. Okay. Nephew and a couple days back, right? Oh, well, happy birthday to your great grandchild. That's awesome. First birthday. That's amazing. Native Cornish speaker. Wow. That's wonderful. Michael, thank you for coming in. Going to Euro Disney in October through the channel. Euro Disney. I forgot there was a Disneyland there. Is it in Paris? That must be interesting. I haven't been to Disneyland. I think the last time I was at Disneyland, Cooper was not even born yet. So it's at least 16 years, because I believe Jennifer, my wife, she was pregnant. We went with a group of people, and he was either hadn't been born yet or he was a newborn. I can't remember, but she was miserable. It was a work event. It was like people from her work who all went. We got tickets. Like, I haven't paid for Disney to go to Disney probably in 20 years. I have no desire to go to Disneyland. It's a zoo. Let's see here. Tunnel is great. Going by car, Eurostar. Matthew spent a summer in the far north of Scotland, north of how do you pronounce that? Ullapool. And in June, it never really gets dark. It's extraordinary. But then it's further north than Moscow. Wow. Neck. I just couldn't imagine the whole day and it not, get dark. It's pretty normal here year round where I'm at. So I don't experience those extreme cases of, daytime, nighttime. Um, yeah. And we've talked about the temperature here. It's usually between 68, this is Fahrenheit, of course, 68 and 72 degrees year, about 300 days of the year. And then the other 65, you're dealing with, hot and really cold on the extreme either way. So pretty comfortable living weather wise, but is it worth what we pay to live here? I don't know. We don't. The negative is you don't see the seasons, so it just rolls like we're in spring, rolling into spring, and it's like it's not any different. We don't have trees that change colors. I mean, there are. I mean, I don't want to be too drastic. There are trees that change colors. And in the wintertime, you see the trees and fall, and their leaves are falling off, and so on and so forth. But nothing like what you experience for sure. So, in other parts of my country, you see the colors with all the seasons, which would be nice to see. It really would, but this is where my roots are. So, Carol, that's funny. The only Irish I know is profanities. And I believe, I'm going to say, Catherine, I believe that. And I believe that you use them frequently. Fluent crap. I'm from the Northeast. Every Friday, Saturday night, ordering a kebab. Oh my gosh, it's funny. You guys are bringing it today. It's funny. Still traumatized. All right, Sean. Talking about Ireland, my mother traced our family tree back to Ireland to 1430. My God. That's a lot of work to do that. Heater's coming on, so bear with me. Yeah. I don't have any. I mean, there's just a couple trees out on the street, but I don't have trees at my house. Bushes, yes, not trees. And the bushes will have these little flowers that come up during like the summertime, but yeah. And Catherine, yeah, we have, like I said, if I were to look for it, I could probably see signs of such things, but it's not noticeable unless you're really either surrounded by it or, but I don't notice it from one day to the next for sure. Yeah, it is a lot of work, Bill. It is. It's 15 years. Holy moly. I have somebody in my family who's kind of taken the mantle, and this was before the DNA stuff came around, that she had done the whole, she's got books and books and books. And after a while, it just was like, it's just, you can literally get lost in that and spend all your free time doing it. And it takes, like Sean was saying, 15 years. I mean, it's just, it's wild. But, I mean, if you're willing to do it, Universal Studios in Bedford, huh? Okay. Universal Studios is actually, we have one. I've been to, I don't know if I've put on camera, but I think maybe in a short, maybe I filmed it but never released it. I think that's probably, I do that a lot. I do a lot of filming, like little quick snippets of where I'm at, and I never put it on. So I apologize for that. So you'll just have to take my word for it. But with my wife's work, she's in government affairs and stuff like that. So she's part of her job is going to these events that support charities and other such things. And it's a way to raise money. And so companies sponsor, tables. And so we all go and you have dinner and there's a silent auction and there's speakers and people are honored for their work in the community, so on and so forth. And so gala season, which started last Friday, was my first gala. I usually attend these with my wife, and we go to quite a few of them. And there's always one at the Burbank, this hoity-toity golf club. And it's right at the base of the hill of where Universal Studios is in Hollywood. But it's on the other side of the hill. So it's basically in Burbank. So just sitting out, and it's outdoors. And you can just sit from our table, just look right there on the hill is Universal Studios. That's always a fun one to go. It's put on by Disney, which has their studios just down the street from there, and so it's pretty cool. And you get some big name people there to, either they're being honored or they're the MC for the night or whatever. Pretty cool. And we have another one coming up, I believe next month. That's at the Universal Studios itself, but it's in the hotel right next door and in their giant ballroom. And that has some pretty big names. Like last year, it was Weird Al Yankovic was the one of the honorees. But so gala season has started. Unfortunately, I need to lose some pounds because I'm already starting to feel my suit get tight from last year, and I don't want to be. So I definitely need to lose weight. So I'm actually starting a regimen Monday, tomorrow. So this is going to be fun. So I don't know how that's going to affect the filming and doing the videos with all of you, because I'm going to be doing some mornings exercising, and I don't know where that's going to lead me here, but hopefully it sticks. It's been so tough for me over the years. But anyway, Universal Studios, cool place. I actually like going there. What's her name? Much easier, I mentioned. Got a Welsh grandma too. Nice. Anglo-Scots Irish from Matthew. German great grandparents from Mayo. Is that how I pronounce that? Most of the name of part of my family is from Kent. Got back to 1199. Whew. On my English side, the Irish records were destroyed in 1922. That's a bummer. Let's see here. Bill's family can be traced to Cornwall. And 1,000. Oh my gosh. And my dad's side, 1416. That's just crazy. Only claim to fame was my uncle was the Bishop of Gibraltar. Oh, nice. Now the Bishop of Sheffield. He is doing my mother's funeral service on the 7th. Again, Sean, sorry about your mother. But wild on the history. Didn't use that DNA stuff, so it took a lot of time. Yeah, you're gonna find some who do the DNA, who do the ancestry thing, won't do the DNA. It's like cheating, because part of the fun is the detective work of figuring a lot of that stuff out. Yeah, Sean, sorry about your mother, buddy. Prayers to you and your family. Hope you find peace, my friend. Let's see, Catherine. My brother did our family tree. We originated from a village in northwest Lancashire. I'm sorry, Leicestershire. As did our surname. He also gave DNA for research by Leicester University, who pioneered DNA. Oh wow. Okay. Cool. Yeah, Weird Al is definitely weird, even in person. He's just an awkward dude. Tall. He's tall. But then again, I'm short, so a lot of people are tall to me. So I guess it's all relative. But I would imagine he's still tall to others. John, as we discovered from my brother's research into the tree as we got out of Liverpool 90 years before the 70s Newtown exodus. So we got the Cheshire accents ahead of the game. Yes. I agree with you, Carol. Yep. I agree with you. My cousin found Huguenots on her mother's side of her family. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. Irish records go back to 1430. It's where my mother got stuck with the Irish records destroyed during the Troubles. Pirates. Carol, I believe you're a descendant from pirates. Absolutely. That makes perfect sense to me. Big claim to fame with how related is Guy Gibson. Wow. That's a pretty big name. Very cool. Thank you, John. French Protestants thrown out by Louis XIV. Thank you. Thank you. Huguenots. Huh. And am I saying it right? Huguenots? I'm sure it's French, so it might be pronounced differently, but probably not pronouncing the T. Huguenots? Huguenot? Maybe, I don't know. That's a terrible attempt. I apologize for that. Ferret to prove it. Yes. Huguenot. Okay. Thank you, Matthew. Yeah. My American lazy tongue always wants to pronounce all the letters, right? All the letters. Why are they there if you don't want to pronounce it? That's how my brain works. 5 VCs in the family that I know of. Oh my gosh, that's incredible. Cornwall in the 1400s. Oh. Thanks, Matthew. I don't think I could change it, even if I wanted to. Had the parrot once, only got a pigeon. You're a good sport, Carol. My maiden name was Warner, which is a popular name to change to. Not sure if it predates the Norman invasion. Okay. Why was that a popular name to change to? On that question, what is the most common last name in England? What would it be? Like I think here in the States at one time it was Smith. Johnson, I think, is pretty popular. Common, not popular, but common. Interesting. Better to have the pigeon. Okay. Follow it home after the rum in the pub. That's great. That's great. We got a visitor. What are you doing? Do you want to say hi or no? You want to say hi? Leo. Leo. It's Leo. It's our three-legged guy. Only the one leg. Smith used to be. Disability prevent. Oh. Bummer. Warner Brothers were not Warner. Don't know their real names. Ah. Well, yeah, I mean, I know there were a lot of people who changed names coming, obviously, to America back in the day. Smith still is. Thank you for checking that, John. Yeah, it's very popular. But I guess at one time it was, if people were changing it to Smith, it's pretty generic. You know, it's like John Doe. Oh, Carol. Well, yeah, we all can feel that. Yeah, that's funny. That's a pretty funny. So y'all got what I was doing today. What are all of you doing today? Or what have you done today? I guess Carol's on a train to Cheshire, I believe. That's cool. That it's my first train ride in England. So thank you, Carol. I appreciate that. But what's on the tap for today, or what have you done today? The Carlisle vid not only rode over from the only road over from northeast is A69 next to us, run along Hadrian's Wall. And that was one of the things I forgot to mention in the video as well. I did tell him to look for Hadrian's Wall. Not that you could see it from the bus on the motorway. I forgot the name of that darn castle that he saw in Wales. I'm looking it up right now. I don't know if this is going to interfere with if you can see me or not, or maybe you're seeing my screen. I don't know. I'm not really sure how this works, but let's see here. It was in the north of Wales. I'm not quite sure if I can read it. I need a bigger map. Oh, here we go. Oh, I can't find it. He just came over from Ireland by ferry, and then they got on a bus and went. None of these sound familiar. Maybe it wasn't a big deal. I thought it was. Yeah, well. Anyway, so I don't know if he could see it from the road or not, but I did tell him to look for Hadrian's Wall. Nice. Sunday roast. One of these days, I'm going to try to get because I would never attempt. I made Yorkshire pudding, which was pretty much the limit of my cooking, chefing type abilities. And they turned out pretty good. But I would never try a Sunday roast. But maybe I can get my wife to do it. I bet she can do it. Cleaning the car. Yeah, that's probably something I should do. Smith, Jones, Williams, Brown, Taylor. Yeah. I know somebody with one of those names. A few of each, for sure. Originates from Cornwall, but the name did change as Germanic people moved from the Romans. Okay. Yeah. One of the most boring rides, Chester to Liverpool. Only you and the rest of us keeping her awake. I bet you get on a train. I just took a train ride a couple of weeks ago up to Santa Barbara, which it takes about 30 minutes. And of course, we're drinking and stuff because we're going up there to go to all the wineries and stuff like that for a birthday. But to be on the train for an hour or so, yeah, I would definitely, or more, I would definitely want to fall asleep because of the rocking would put me to sleep for sure. Four roads that go east to west in England. Really? Wow. That is it's hard to imagine. I mean, I'm from the land of freeways, but yeah, that's interesting. Have I ever had an earthquake? This is from Malcolm. Have I ever had an earthquake near me? Yes, and matter of fact, just last week we had two. They were the center was like Malibu, north of Malibu. That we felt it. It was a pretty good quick little jolt. Didn't roll or anything like that. But maybe a couple of years ago, I remember I mentioned this before one of the videos. We had an earthquake up in Ojai, around the Ojai area, which is literally 15 miles from me here. That was a good one, and that one was a long one. It just kind of, you know, you could just feel the earth rolling. It's if you've never experienced an earthquake, I know you have them there as well. But if it's like it's such an uneasy feeling because the ground that you stand on, sit on, whatever, is such a just subconsciously a you know what I'm saying? It's solid, stable thing, and then when it starts moving, you lose kind of like all sense of. Uh, it's just a bizarre feeling. And those of you who've been through one, especially one that lasts about 20 seconds, which is like that Ojai one did. It just kept rolling, and you're just like we're standing in doorways. We were like what's happening? Yeah, that was wild. That was wild. But yeah, earthquakes happen all. There's earthquakes every day, at least here in California. Just where they are gets moved around, and most of them are so small that unless you're right on top of it, you don't feel it. But yeah, the earth is moving constantly here in California for sure. And the city of Ventura is right on I believe the Andreas Fault, which is one of the bigger ones. Kind of goes right through Ojai and Ventura here. So if there was a huge one, um, we would definitely feel it. But here in Ventura, everything is, nothing is very tall. Most buildings are single story. Some apartment buildings have, are a little bit more, but we don't have sky rise. There's a couple that are in the town next to us in Oxnard, which is right on the border with our city, but everything is made to withstand earthquakes. It's kind of part of the code. So it would have to be something massive to bring any of that stuff down, but it will knock your pictures off the wall, that sort of thing. Dishes falling, that sort of thing happens quite a bit. Oh, falling behind here. Let's see here. Don't forget, Mark Hadrian's Wall is not the border. It's further north. Yeah, I don't know exactly where it is. I mean, I can find it if I look on a map. I can kind of know exactly where to go. But I was hoping that my son would be able to see it from the road. I don't know what road they took. I'd have to really investigate a map. I don't know. I don't want to. When I go to another page to look for it, I can't see what's going on here. So let's see here. Went to Wales once, Mount Snowdon. Nice. We're doing a roast next week. So is that okay? That's a good point, Bill. So when you do a roast, you don't just go to they don't come like already packaged. You actually go to the butcher and have them. I mean, I'm sure that's probably the best way to do it. But if it's like every Sunday, if you're having roast every Sunday, is that a thing to have it every Sunday? Or is it like a once a month thing? We're all hanging out. What's your favorite TV show out of interest? It's either West Wing, Prime Suspect. Just curious. So we're talking of all time. West Wing was great. That is a great show. The writing, of course, is the dialogue was really good in that show. I don't think I've seen Prime Suspect. For me, probably my top 3 shows of all time. Band of Brothers, Deadwood, and Justified. Those are off the top of my head, 3 of the shows that I absolutely love and will, if they're on, will watch and in occasion go back and watch. But yeah, for sure. Band of Brothers, Deadwood, which is awesome, and Justified, really good. Now, if I had to choose, there was a time, and not too long ago, I had this subscription to what's called Acorn. This was before BritBox, and they had a bunch of TV shows, programs from England, Scotland, Ireland, I think, on there, Australian. So you get the picture, New Zealand. And I watched a bunch of shows on that. I was hooked. So many good ones. There was a couple from Australia that I really enjoyed, and there was, a lot of them were detective shows, but they weren't like totally serious. They were kind of somewhat humorous, lighthearted, but they were still, murder mystery type shows. There was a police drama set in, gosh, it got canceled, which I was bummed. It was good. I really enjoyed it. I wish I could just remember the name. There was a Irish show about lawyers, about this one woman whose husband left her or something like that, and she went back to being a lawyer or something like that. It was really, that actually was pretty entertaining. But yeah, I just remember the plots of a lot of these shows, but I cannot remember the actual show itself. There was one in Australia that I used to watch. It was about a heart surgeon, I think, where he like went off he was like a party, party guy, but he was like brilliant. And they got the family farm, got him to come back from the big city. And, that was entertaining. Yeah. A lot of these, I can't remember the names. Heart of Stone, maybe, or that I can't remember the name of it. And then there's there was an Australian detective show, I think, police drama. It was an Aboriginal detective, I believe, or he had Aboriginal who then joined the Australian police. I can't remember how he became in law enforcement, but it was stories about his adventures, and those were really good. He was a really good actor too, but again, cannot remember the names. It was a while ago. I kind of just went on a tangent there. I apologize. Oh, well, I don't know. It's yeah, it's for a minute there. I thought I had it. Thought I had the name. Mr. Croxy. Look at you. In some people's eyes, I guess we are. But that's all really comment on that. Let's see here. I've experienced 2 barely noticeable earth tremors here in the UK. Okay. M42 goes around a farm. The farm splits. The motorway away because he refused to sell. Oh, I think I've seen a video, like a short on that. Yeah, send me an email. Yeah, please do. I think I've seen it, like they do the shorts, and I think they were talking about that, how that's good for them. I'm watching Top Gear. I've seen Top Gear a few times. I really enjoy the guys that are in it. Let's see here. Trying to think. May. Trying to blank on his first name. He's fun to watch. He does like a show on Amazon Prime where he travels to countries, and it's like a travel type show. It's pretty entertaining. He's pretty funny. He was just over here in Southern California promoting his gin. He's got a new gin, so he was out here promoting that. Now, tornado, that is something I've never experienced. I've seen water spouts out of the ocean or off a lake, some pretty big ones, some dust devils, as we would call them, in the desert when I'm out there. But no tornadoes for me. Those look terrifying. The thing if there's a good thing about an earthquake, is you don't see it. You don't see it coming. It just happens. So you don't have that fear factor of seeing it first. But yeah, a tornado would be terrifying to see, just barreling down on you. The people in the Midwest, they get hammered by these things. It's devastating to see all that destruction. It's wild. Oh wow. Let's see. Okay. Let's scroll back up. Downton Abbey. Oh, Carol, I cannot. I just can't. I refuse. Maybe I'm wrong, but it just looks boring. Downton Abbey. Never seen a minute. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I should watch it. It was certainly hugely popular here. I mean, very popular here. So you're saying, Matthew, yes, Downton Abbey is good. Maybe I will. Maybe I have a different perspective now, because this was before I started the channel. So maybe with a different perspective, I would have a different view of it. Look at me. I'm just talking myself into going to watch it. Yes, in '94, and Malcolm, I think you're talking about the what they're calling the Northridge earthquake. I remember that one very well. Northridge still pretty far away, but we felt it pretty good in Ventura. That's the one. If it's the one you're talking about, freeways collapsed. Killed a few people. So yeah, and then of course in '89 there was the big one up in San Francisco. That was, yeah. See, San Francisco is an issue with earthquakes. They had one back in 1906, which laid the city. But everything was poorly constructed by then. But San Francisco is built on I don't know what they call it, but it's not solid earth. So a lot of it is silt. That's not the word I want to use. Anyway, it's not as stable. So when they build things in San Francisco, they have to drill way down. But at the time, a lot of the things. So when they have the earth shake, it moves more than it would here. Does that make sense? Yeah, that is no bueno. But yeah, 94 was a big one. Jeremy's Farm, Diddley Squat. That's a great show. No new stuff yet, though. Jeremy's Farm. Is that a local show for you? I don't think I've heard of that one. Thank you, Sean. I'll eventually catch up. I will. I get on a little tangent and I'll talk about something. And is this Jeremy's Farm thing about the house on getting split by the highway? Am I understanding that right? Okay. Yes, John. I remember that joke, that Al Murray comedy special. That I have seen it, and I do remember him saying that. It's hilarious. That was like his um, God. That was brilliant. That special he did that was so funny. But yeah, it's not San Andreas' fault. It's America's for building it down. Yep, they're on the first place. Yeah, that was brilliant. That was hilarious. That whole bit was really good. It's common Sunday to have roast. Most pubs only do Sunday roast on Sundays. Normal menu during the week. We have a local pub that does them for £10, about $11. Nice. Yeah, that's actually pretty cheap. Think about it. We went out to dinner on Friday with some friends and went to a real popular restaurant here in town. I had what was called a Delmonico New York steak. Very good. I was pretty impressed because we went there and the place is kind of known for fish and seafood. And as you all know, I'm not the biggest fan of that, but I always figured even at the fish restaurants, they'll always have a piece of land animal available, whether it be chicken or cow. And yeah, it was actually really good. It was pricey though. It was pricey. But yeah, it was good. I would have it again. But their cocktails are amazing. Amazing. Let's see here. Band of Brothers is amazing. Yes. Not seeing the other two prime suspects start die. Dame Helen Mirren. Okay. The police drama. You love it. Okay. I'm going to write that down. Is it on Netflix or something? Where would I find Prime Suspect? Mr. Croxy, let's be cool, dude. Come on. Let's be cool. You can hate on me all you want. You can hate on my country all you want, but Leave the family alone. Call me old-fashioned, but I don't like the pre-packed foods, and I like to support the locals. So, yeah, that makes perfect sense. Perfect sense. It's always better. I wish I'm guilty of doing the prepackaged food all the time, the meat, because we throw it in the freezer. I know it's just, but when we are going to do a barbecue, we will definitely go to the butcher. Frasier, the comedy, Frasier, it's good. Like the old Frasier, not the new Frasier. The old Frasier was actually really good. The new Frasier, I mean, nostalgic wise, it's cool, but I don't watch it. I don't watch it. I saw a couple of it, but yeah. Yeah, Al Murray versus the Americans. That was so good. So good. I love when he on one of those specials, and I think it might even be on the channel. I think I left a couple of the Al Murray ones. They weren't blocked; they were just restricted. Where he talks about all the countries and how England defeated them, or something like that. Just hilarious. I use local bill also. I live in an old coal mining village. We have everything here. Nice. Well, that helps. Yeah, new TV. God, something that is recent. My wife's really into this show called Yellow Jackets. It's on American Netflix. I don't know if it's on yours, but she's really into that. I'm just still into just watching sports. And if there's no sports on, I'll watch. Gosh. One of the shows that I still watch, I wouldn't say it's great, but I just watch it, is Murdoch Mysteries, and it's Canadian. It used to be called The Artful Detective way back when. I still watch it. I'm in it for, I'm what's known as pot committed on that show. They're on like season 18, and I've watched every episode, and so I'm like, okay, well, I'm just gonna stick around until the very end, I guess. Can't give up now. But it's entertaining, but it's one of those shows you can watch and kind of have it. You don't have to I have like two classifications of shows you have to like really pay attention to, and then there's the shows that are going on, but you could be on your phone checking email, answering comments, so on and so forth, and still just hear it and not have to actually watch it to pay attention. You know what I mean? Toby's doing a good deal on Sunday roast during the week for the over 60s with the 6-pack. Oh, nice. What is Toby, Sean? Is that a kind of a chain food place, or? I mean, it's got an app to use, so. Faulty Towers, Blackadder. Now, Blackadder, pretty funny. Just gets blocked a lot, and but I have watched some of that. Faulty Towers, I remember watching that when I was younger. There's some great bits in that as well. If he'd gone from Wales to Edinburgh, then he would have gone down the M6. So would not have seen the castle. He would not actually gone through Carlisle. Okay. Well, that's possible. That's totally possible. Like I said, I don't remember exactly. He just went from northern Wales, and I thought I was trying to trace his path, and I thought it did take him, or at least by Carlisle up into Scotland. But he never mentioned he saw anything, so he probably did not. Trev, thank you for coming, buddy. May Clarkson and who's the other guy? Richard? Is it Richard? Richard. Is Jeremy Clarkson. May, I forget his first name. And Richard. I'm sure one of you will remind me. M6 is a great road. It's a great road once past Blackpool to Scotland. Pleasure to drive. How many lanes would the M6 have in one direction? Like 2, 3? Back in the 70s, I had to sit through Upstairs, Downstairs, which was a Downton Abbey type show in a big house in London. So I had been there and done that, so I didn't bother. Nice. Yeah, you've already seen it. Richard Hammond, thank you. Let's see here. I like Top Gear. Goes to the North Pole. Yeah, they do some wild stuff on that show for sure. New Top Gear isn't worth watching. It always seems to be the case. Has a farm. I've seen bits on that he does have a farm. And doesn't May have like a pub now as well? So that's where I saw it, was on Amazon Prime. The show is called Diddley Squad. Okay. Oh, okay. That's what you were talking about. Gotcha. Wash my mouth out. Why? How come? What did I say? Yes, I am. When I do come over to visit, I will, and I promise all of you, I will try fish and chips. When in Rome, right? I will try it. I'll even try tea, even though I'm not a fan of that as well. So I'm going to try all of it as much as I can. No point in me going over there and eating a burger. Have you guys seen the family of 4 go to a British pub in America? They had 4 meals over $100 with a drink included. I have not. British pubs here are pubs by name only. The thing is, they wouldn't survive if they ran like a regular pub like you would see. I don't think they could survive. Masters of the Air. Yeah. You can see where the budget ran out. I didn't notice, but I bet you if I watch it again, now that you've pointed that out, I probably would uh, notice. I enjoyed it. Um, I actually liked Masters of the Air better than the Pacific out of those three. Band of Brothers is untouchable, as far as I'm concerned, and uh, but Masters of the Air I thought was good. Um, Tried to stay true to a lot of the material, but I thought the story was good. It was kind of jumping around, it's kind of hard. It's got to be hard to do those sort of things, but yeah. No, I do not want a moderator. Um, you can say whatever you want. Just, you know. For the old classics. Cool. Very cool. Greatest comedy ever to go on TV, Only Fools and Horses. And I have seen a few episodes of that. It is funny. It's such a, British humor, way different than American humor. It's I don't get some of the subtle jokes, if you can call them jokes. Um, Subtle, comedic bits in a lot of the comedies, but some of them are pretty funny though. And the episode that I watched, someone had recommended me to watch it, and I watched it, and it was funny a lot. But I'd have to start at the beginning because these characters are already baked in and have so much history that a lot of stuff. If you just jump right in the middle, while there are a lot of parts that are funny, a lot of it you're not kind of understanding because of previous interactions. So I got to start from the beginning. I do the same thing, Sean. I am also a premium member of the YouTube, so I don't have to watch ads. And I do watch a lot of YouTube. It's easy because I'll be at a desk or something or on the TV. But I still watch a ton of, and I've got a recommendation. Speaking of which, on YouTube, if you want to see, they're documentary type styles, and it's just one guy, one camera, films himself going to all these places, and you have any interest in just kind of the if you have any interest on certain places around America, his name is Peter Santanello, and I think it's Santanello, I believe. But he just goes and takes you, like, I got really into him because he was going to all the reservations, Indian reservations, and you got to, people in those communities would meet him and take him around and show him around. You basically learn about the cultures and stuff like that. But he does that. He went into the inner cities of LA and talked to like gang members and parts of Florida that you would never, like the wild parts of where, like the rural areas of Florida. Like he'll have one episode where he was in Miami showing you about the ultra rich, and then the next episode he's in this rural part of Florida, which isn't very far away from Miami. It's just interesting. But yeah, that I do recommend that guy. He's very enjoyable to watch. Let's see here. James May, thank you. Thank you. Oh yeah. Okay, well, Malcolm, can't wait to show. I got to get a camera that I can mount to my bicycle. I guess I can put my phone there. But I do like to ride the bike, and now that I got to start exercising again, I got to get back on my bike. So we can certainly do a video of me just riding around my city. Thanks for reminding me. Toby is a chain, usually attached to a chain. Bed and breakfast, the premier. Okay. I was there Friday night for the date night and with the wife. Nice. Booked again for 2 nights, 11th, 12th. Very cool. Very cool. Okay. Yes, the old Frasier. That was really good. I grew up on Cheers and Frasier. So, yeah. James May, got it. Thank you. Till death do us part. Question. No Googling. Sean's asking a question you cannot Google. What is he famous for now? Granted, I'm a little behind. It's fairly new. Three. Okay. It's fairly new road. Starts. They have a toll section and a busy section. Scary. Missed the junction. It's 11 pounds. Well, you got to pay attention when you're driving, right? So there you go. Sean, that's the episode that I saw, or the video I saw was when Hammond visited his pub. Thought it was kind of funny. Those two. Just make sure to get cod and not haddock. Now, isn't like haddock not as fishy and it can be a little more crunchy? I don't know. Maybe I might like that. One of the reasons I don't like fish is it tastes like fish. But I know you're right. You're right. Don't even have to answer that. I'm going to go with cod. You have to go with cod. UK. Let's see here. Size of Ohio. Okay. 48,000 pubs. Texas. 19,000 bars. Whole of the U.S. 59,000 bars and nightclubs. Yeah, I'm surprised it's only 59,000. That's wild. 48,000 pubs. Yeah, well, that I believe. I just think I would have thought 59,000 is low. But there's a lot of regulations of where you can have these places, so on and so forth. Masters of the Air. The thing was the first 5 episodes lots of air-to-air combat. The last 3 barely, and thus much less CGI. Okay. Very cool. Two Ronnies were amazing. Started when the shift from rugby into pop culture on our channel. Two Ronnies featured heavily, and they are amazing. It started with that first one that I saw. Hilarious. But yeah, they're all good. All good. Favorite movie? Shawshank Redemption. Oh my gosh, yeah. Matthew, excellent film. Howard's End for British selection. Okay. I have not seen Howard's End. I would love to watch movies for sure. It's just finding the time to be able to sit down and do it. I have a lot of TV watching that I do. I just need to make the time for all these movies. Probably my favorite movie, gosh, Shawshank Redemption is up there for sure. You know, that would have won the Oscar for sure that year, but it was going up against Forrest Gump, unfortunately. Forrest Gump, great movie. Great movie. Shawshank Redemption is one of those movies, though, that if it's on and I'm just channel surfing and I see it, I'll stop and watch it from whatever point that it's at. Great movie. It's a great choice. And until I can think of one better, I'll go with that one as well. Yeah, Two Ronnies were brilliant. So good. Oh, and they're didn't they do a play on the that quiz show? Oh, that was hilarious too. My goodness. I wish I could remember the stuff. I have a hard time remembering it. It's a long time ago that I saw it, but still, I remember they were really funny. Who doesn't want to live in Martha's Vineyard? And if no other reason, it's such a great name, but very expensive by all accounts. Yes. I've never been there. I have no desire to go there. Shawshank flopped at the box office. You're correct. It did. It did not do well at the box office. From video sales, yes. It is good. Very good. Marco is the chief in Chicago Fire. My wife loves that show. And, well, we know somebody who's on that show. I'll leave it at that. But all those Chicago Med, Chicago Fire, Chicago PD. She loves them. She loves them. They're entertaining. They're entertaining. They're all created by this guy Dick Wolf, who did the Law and Orders, and he does the FBI, all the FBI shows. So that guy is a master at those types of shows for sure. But yeah, it's good. Haddock has slightly sweeter flavor and firmer texture. Cod has milder taste and tender texture. And okay, well, I think cod's like the most traditional way of doing it. Yeah, so I may have to just go with cod. But I don't know. Who's to say I don't have to? I could always try one of each. Yes. Green Mile. That's a good movie as well. Carol, good pull. Yeah. That was good. Okay, Sean, just don't send me any fish. No one in my family eats fish. So it would go to waste. But yeah, you can send me some information on it for sure. I have to say, Carol, I did not cry at the end of Shawshank Redemption. Um, but the movie was very touching in ways, though, for sure. But great acting all the way around. So good. Old school John Wayne fan. Okay. John, all right. He keeps the quiet man. Marina O'Hara makes a big contribution. I have not seen that. Um, I haven't seen many John Wayne films. Nothing, I think, from start to finish, for sure. Rocky, okay. It's a classic. It's an absolute classic. Whoa, that's great. Took his boat to Dunkirk. That's incredible. Highlander. Elsie. Really? Okay. Okay. I have seen Highlander many, many years ago. I don't remember it much, though. I do remember it had, didn't that have the Queen song also? Zulu. Still have not seen it. I'm ashamed to say I have not seen it. I'm gonna have to. I have to make time to watch Zulu for sure. I think it's not. Sean Connery is a Spaniard. Lots of Queen songs. Yeah, yeah, um, yeah. It had "Who Wants to Live Forever." Who wants to live forever? I believe that was from. Um, what other one did they have? Um, I'm drawing a blank. My memory is trash. That's a crazy story, Malcolm. That whole thing about Gene Hackman and uh, that whole thing and his wife, sad, and just strange. Just strange. Um, wild. Clint Eastwood, great. Great. Speaking of Gene Hackman and Clint Eastwood, The Unforgiven, great movie. That's a good Western. Um, of course, I like Tarantino. If you want to stick with the Western theme, The Hateful Eight is one of my favorites. Of course, I love Inglorious Bastards. I thought that was a fun movie. But The Hateful Eight, I love that one. Um, another great movie, The Usual Suspects. That was really, really good. Um, so many, so many. Christopher Lambert. That's right. I was trying to think who the guy was in Highlander was. Couldn't remember his name. Kind of Magic. Thank you, Hammer to Fall. Okay, so it was a lot of that album. Is that the universe? Yes. Thank you, Elsie. Yeah. I was going to say Kind of Magic, but I was like, was that in that movie? Like I said, it's been a long time. I'm going to have to revisit it. But yeah, I love Queen. Man, their music's good. It's kind of magic. Yeah, it's so good. Haggis. That is not something I want to try. Even if I go to Scotland, I don't know if I could try it. Yes. 7 was good. Yeah, that was wild. Zulu Down, or excuse me, Zulu Dawn. Okay. Good, the Bad, the Ugly. That's a classic. Ripley Castle has just come on the market for the first time in 900 years for a bargain basement price of 20 million or 27 million in my case. Oh, all right. Can we all get together? I think we can pool our money to have a big party, buy this castle and have a big party. Wouldn't that be awesome? Ripley Castle. Mr. Croxy, where is Ripley Castle? Exactly. Freddie Mercury, bar none, the greatest rock singer of all time. No one else is better. Steve Perry's pretty good, but Freddie Mercury, no one matched him at all. Brad Delp, he was pretty good. Brad Delp from the band Boston. Oh my God, he had range. It was incredible. But no, Freddie Mercury, the best. I stick on the Wembley 86 Queen concert. I've seen it. Yeah. And then hide from the neighbors. Come on. You're probably a good singer. That's funny. 7 and the Bone Collector. Bone Collector. Have I seen the Bone Collector? Who's in the Bone Collector? Darkest Hour was good, Catherine. I enjoyed that movie. I enjoyed it. Yeah, there's that, Sean. Damn it. That's funny. Traveling on the M1 during Live Aid and missed the whole concert. Oh my gosh. I never forget my parents would take me on holiday that day. Well, luckily for you, Matthew, it is all over the internet and you're able to see it. Yeah, that their bit in Live Aid, definitely one of the greatest live performances for sure. I sing in the shower too, Elsie, but I do sing in front of people as well. So you just got to do it. Just got to do it. Ripley Castle's in Ripley, North Yorkshire. Okay. You can share your screen on your live screen. Go on Google, type in Ripley Castle. Now you're asking me technological questions here, how to do techie things. Go on Google and type in Ripley Castle for sale, and it will bring up the sale agent with all the photographs. Wow. I won't do that here on this live stream, but I will go and check that out for sure. That's funny. Maybe and I'll add it to a video. It's 14th century, but a country house rather than a castle. This is for Ripley Castle. Country house. Some of your country houses are like castles to me anyway, whether regardless. They're pretty amazing. All of them are pretty amazing. Dunkirk was good, but Churchill speech at the end. Dunkirk was good. It was good. It didn't. I'm a fan of that director, but it didn't make me just like go wow, you know. But it was good. It was very good. 23 bedrooms, plenty of room, and a bar. Yes, yes. There we go. Live Aid, bit of trivia. Phil Collins, what did he do other than play drums? That's a. Oh. Look at Elsie coming in hot with the answer. He did play in both continents, right? It was in Philadelphia, right? A member of my family owned a castle in Cornwall up until the 1990s when the deed got stolen in a break-in. So, well, what happened? Did they get it back? Phil Collins played in the air tonight at Wembley and then jumped on a Concorde and played in Philly at the American section of the concert that ran for 16 hours. Yeah, that's wild. That's incredible. That's wild. No CGI. They borrowed the German planes from France. This is for Battle of Britain, 1968. Oh, sorry, Carol. I'm not saying anything negative about Downton Abbey. It didn't appeal to me, but I've had a sort of a mea culpa here. I'm saying that maybe I should watch it now that I've been hanging out with all of you and I have a little different perspective of things. That's all. This when it came out, it was before we had our channel, right? So maybe now I would appreciate it more. That's all I'm saying. So I'm not saying it was bad. It just at the time didn't interest me. But I think maybe I should give it a try. Who knows? Oh, government owned. Okay. Deed would be registered. Yeah. Okay. I was going to say, Matthew, I have no idea who Thomas is. but I'm nice. But I'm nicer than Thomas. So that's good, I guess. Other films. 1917 was again very good. But I'm just thinking of, I just remember that one shot through the battlefield following the courier guy. That was pretty amazing. Um, but as a whole, it didn't leave an impression on me like where I think about it, But it was good. It was very good. It's, yeah, my UK viewers percentage is, it's about 92. I would say about 92% UK. I have a little bit from America. God knows why. Maybe it's family. I don't know. And then I have I think there's like 2% Australian, 3% Australia, New Zealand, and that's about it. Something like that. So yeah, it's pretty high. That's interesting though. I hadn't thought about that, but yeah, about 90. It's over 90 for sure. Well, well, thank you for being my friend. Um, I say this all the time. I mean, you all are the reason why I'm here. You say I'm the reason you're here, and then it's perfect. I mean, I appreciate that that comment, Matthew. Thank you. That's very nice. But again, I'm nothing without all of you, and I can't express that anymore. I cannot stress that anymore. You all are the reason I even do videos. I can watch the videos on my own, but the fact that I get to interact with all of you is certainly improved my life personally. Yeah. So thank you for sure. Why do you think Americans don't tune in so much? Well, because I don't know. It's not in their feed, probably. I don't get in my feed, I don't get other Americans doing American things. Or I should say, I don't get other American reactors in England. I don't get that in my feed. Probably because there's a few that I do follow, and I've interviewed them on our channel, and you know who they are. But other than that, I don't tend to get a lot of recommendations for that. I don't go out and search for other Americans overseas unless it's requested or something like that. So there are the ones that I have in the rotation of subscribe channels, but they don't just pop up. And most of the time, they're recommended by all of you. For me, now, why more Americans don't watch me, I don't know. To be honest with you, I probably wouldn't watch me either. I am honestly, I am surprised anybody watches. To be that anybody watches. It's funny, but thank you for the comment. It's very nice. Um, let's see here. Uh, what do I do for a career? Well, it's obviously not YouTube. That is evident. And you're going to get a big kick out of this because, as far as I work in IT, and I'm probably the least IT person you'll ever meet. Um, I tend to be more in like Wi-Fi and that area, and I can physically fix computers, and which was a major part of our business way back when. Not so much now. We do a lot of remote management where we have many companies that we have the ability to remote into their networks and fix, computers and so on, and other parts of their business. And when I was younger, I used to do a lot of physical wiring. I'll occasionally do that if needed, but the big wiring jobs, those are kind of not really our thing anymore. So we're kind of winding down this company. It's been around for a long time, and a lot of it is on autopilot right now. Does that make sense? There's we still work a lot. There's a lot of things we do, but we're just kind of in this groove. Um, but yeah, I get it would be IT, which is funny because there's a lot of things that when it comes to um, streaming and all this stuff, I'm still learning a lot because I don't do that in my business. We don't deal with like gaming machines. We don't deal with any of that sort of thing. It's usually on the professional side where they just need internet, they need networking, and that sort of thing. And I was never a gamer or even a social media person prior to this, so I'm still learning for sure. But yeah, there you have it. Sean, thank you. You're starting to embarrass me here. I'm kidding. You're gonna give me a big head. No, but it's very nice that you say that. Thank you. I am who I am. That's all I can be. You're surprised to hear it so many from the UK. I guess it can be surprising, but there's a fascination with, and I get in my feed a lot of Brits coming to America, or Europeans coming to America, French, Italian, German, whoever, right? It's those videos where they come experience something for the first time or look at something for the first time. Videos that you've already seen, places you've been to personally, that there's at least for me, I can only speak for myself. And we're at hour 45 minutes right now, so we'll go a full 2 hours, which will be the longest uh, stream we've had. Incredible, but it's just been flowing by. I love the conversations we're having, but I think the attraction is you want someone to experience what you've experienced, and if it's their first time, especially if it's something you really enjoyed, or are proud of, or find fascinating, or whatever the case may be, you want that person also to feel it. So I think that's the draw when you see these like reaction channels or people who go to places that you've been to and know intimately, and who brings you a lot of happiness. You want to inherently, as humans, you want others to experience and have the same feeling about them. And um, there's going to be others who watch it because of various reasons. But I think that's at least for me, that is why I will watch somebody watching something that I've seen, hundreds of times. Their first time, I'll watch them watch it for their first time because it takes you back to when you saw it for the first time, or their first experience going somewhere takes you back for the first time you got to see it for the first time. I hope that makes sense, but that's just how I look at that. I've heard that a lot, Matthew. And that's another thing. Yeah. There's, especially with your country, you have so much history. It's impossible to know it all. Seeing something for the first time with someone else is also luring. Yeah. They'll go places that I've never been when they travel America, and places that I wish I could go to. Just off the beaten off the beaten path type places, and makes you want to, man, I want to go do that, There are channels from Americans who do well because of the British content, Brits reacting to British content. Yeah. Well, hopefully they don't remote in without your knowledge. And we'll remote in all the time, but we let them know, or it's because they want us to. That's funny. That's right, Carol. Like I said, I love doing these Sunday lives because seeing how you guys all talk with each other, and it's like old friends getting together, and it's just enjoyable to see. Would I react to another country? Yeah, absolutely. As I've mentioned this before as well. My whole intention was to do other countries, was to learn about the UK, England, and the rest of the UK, and and then move on to, like, say, France or Australia or something. But I've gotten so into what I've been learning, and it's just never ending. Here we are, 4 years in now, and it just keeps going. There's more and more and more and more, and it's like I don't ever see me leaving the UK at all. And here's the thing: most of it's in England. What I've been doing, I haven't even really gone to Ireland or Scotland or Northern Ireland, Wales. I'm sorry, and Northern Ireland. It's just so much that, I mean, I can't stop now. There's still more out there for me to learn. So yeah, I would react to another country, absolutely. It's just, when do I guess I can do them simultaneously. Hey, Malcolm, you have my email, I hope. It's markfromthestates@gmail.com. Pretty easy. Send me some links to videos on other countries. I'd be happy. I'll try to get their permission, of course. And yeah, we'll see what we can do for sure. We have the pub culture. Yes. Mark's channel is the pub. Oh my gosh, Sean, that is awesome. That is awesome. I love that. Yes. That just puts a big smile on my face. Yes, my channel, our channel, your channel, all is the pub that we all go and hang out. Oh, that's brilliant. Brilliant, buddy. We love you loving us. Very nice. Very nice. Yes, you are a proud nation. And that's evident from the very beginning. From the very beginning. The online pub. That's so great. The way the U.S. views the world can be of interest to us over here, I suppose. Well, as we all know, the U.S.'s view of the world is going to be different, and for various reasons, good and bad. And no need to really go into it here. We have a lot of faults, and a lot of people don't leave our country. It's so big, as you know. I have a passport. I have left the country. A lot of people I know have left the country, but there's a lot of people who haven't, and or don't have a desire to. And so I want to expand my mind. I want to get out and see other places. But there's also a bunch of places here in the States. You can never see it all here either. It's just so big. But it's you got to get, politics out of it. It's just down to, which it's hard to do because it's so overbearing no matter where you go. But as a pure curiosity of something different than what you are accustomed, I think, is the allure of whether you're traveling to the South because of that culture or to England. I've been to the South many times. I would like to, and I've been to South America, and I've been, I guess it would be more Central America, I guess. I've been to Mexico, I've been to Canada, I've been to the Caribbean, and that's about it. I've been to Panama. I sailed through the Panama Canal. I guess I'm not technically can say I've been to Panama, but I've sailed through it, which was quite an experience. But yeah, I'd love to get to Europe soon. Yes, Catherine. Someone had sent me an email with that, and I laughed. I did. It's hey, yeah. Thank you. Does that mean we get to be a part of the Commonwealth Games? Can we compete in that? If that were the case, that's funny. I wonder if Harry is a part of that. I wonder if he's having some influence. Thank you, Bill. Yeah, I'll tell you right now, the Welsh language, I'll probably never learn. It hurts my brain trying to even pronounce and understand. It's a beautiful language, but it's just, especially written out, it is like, oh my gosh, it looks so difficult. It's like, do I want to take on this? But thank you. I appreciate that. It's very nice. Yeah, I know France was I just threw that out there. I mean, because it's, there. I don't think I have anybody from France really watching. Maybe, I don't know. If so, thank you. um, but yeah, I definitely, I think Australia would be the natural progression, I think, to go. Um, yeah, I haven't touched the UK yet. I mean, there's just, like I said, I was expecting to be out of here by a couple of years ago, but no, I have. You're all like the mob. You try to get out and you just get pulled right back in. I say that kiddingly, of course. I've enjoyed my stay here. It's been absolutely wonderful, and that's another reason why I don't want to go. It's like I'm really happy with all of you, having all of you as friends, and being able to have this community and our channel, and it's but on the other side, I would love to do maybe one or two here and there to jump out. Who knows? Send me some suggestions for sure. I'm not going to force myself to watch Downton Abbey. I will promise you that. The Rose and Crown. Mark from the Rose and Crown. I like it. Hopefully someday. Hopefully when I come over, we can all meet at a pub if you're close. For sure. I would love to meet some of you. Yeah, they don't. Yeah, there's so much to see here. It's just like in your country, there's so much to see. And it's easy for you to go to other countries. They're right there. I mean, I've been to Mexico. I can't count how many times. I've been to Canada several times. It's right there. It's easy to, but to go to Europe, going across oceans, it's expensive, that and the other sort of thing, But yeah, there's so much to see here that I want to see just in my own country. Would I put it ahead of going to Europe, going to England? No, I would rather go to England. It would be cheaper to go to these other places here in my state. In the States, you don't have to worry about a passport. You don't have to, lots of cases, you don't have to worry about a plane. You can just get in your car and go. And, the road trip is, the American psyche. The road trip is part of the trip. It's a institution in its own right, is traveling by car. Come to England and stay on American soil. Yes, and see that would be cool to see the Magna Carta for sure. Now, I seen that video when they talked about there's a place that's actually America. That's very interesting. I definitely would love to see it. Harry has very little influence now. I believe you. Absolutely believe you. As you know, they live just about 20 miles, not even that, up the road, up the freeway in Montecito. It's not very far from me. Used to do athletics for Oxford and trained on the same track. Roger Bannister broke the form. Oh, cool. That's a fun fact, Sean, for sure. Oh, I'm sorry, Bill, not Welsh. It's Cornish. Okay, well, I'll tell you right now, that looks just as hard. Was how do you pronounce it? Kernowick? That's funny. I'm sorry, Bill. Do you know? I was going to end here at the 2-hour mark, which is coming up in about 20 seconds. It sounds like we could just keep going, but I do have to clean the house today, and it's coming up. It's 9:00 my time. And we're having dinner. I'd like to actually get something to eat first, some breakfast. So I will be closing up here. Thank you to all of you for coming to the pub. And that might be the new name of this going forward. We'll have to come up with a name. So I want to hear some suggestions of what we should call our pub here on Sundays once a month. Let's be creative. I love it. Thank you to all of you. I am super blessed. This is where I get sappy at the end of every video. I'm super blessed and to have all of you in my life. So thank you so much for hanging out with me. Such a good group of people. I hope you have a wonderful day. Okay. And we will see you on the next live, which will be in a month. Come up with a pub name. It's now known as the Sunday Pub live from the Sunday Pub. So, I don't know. Come up with a name. Let's do it. Take care, everybody. We'll see you soon. Okay. Take care. Bye.